Hi, I'm Doc AJ Chua and welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. Our topic today is Be Happy, Live Without Regrets. Bronnie Ware, author of the Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, stated, "The peace each of these dear people found before their passing is available now, without having to wait until your final hours. You have the choice to change your life, to be courageous, to live a life true to your heart, one that will see you pass without regret." Bronnie Ware worked many years in palliative care. Her patients were those who had gone home to die. So she asked them what were their regrets or things that they would have done differently. 5 common themes emerged again and again. Hence the title of her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. I'll share them with you by rephrasing them into 3 questions to help you reflect on your own life. 2 of the regrets of most of her patients are, "I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends." So I joined these 2 regrets and rephrase it into the first question. Who are the people you want to spend more time with? If you ask me, I'll immediately say my family and friends. In fact, I share that as one of the 5 things that I'll keep doing at the age of 50. You can watch that video if you still haven't watched that. Many people say to themselves, "Oh, I'll spend more time with my spouse, with my kids, or with my friends when I've earned more money. I have my own business. I close a new deal, or I get promoted, or when I retire." But something will always come up. And before you know it, either that person is gone or they're no longer interested to spend time with you. I've encountered parents who regretted that their children are closer to the yaya than with them. I've served as a mediator, and I would explain to the children who are now teens that their parents worked so hard at the expense of spending time with them. It's because their parents didn't want them to suffer the way they did when they were poor. So for the parents who are watching this video, remember that showering your kids with material possessions wouldn't necessarily make them feel loved. Love is often spelled as T-I-M-E. It's time. So I hope that during this time of pandemic, no matter how busy you are, take time to bond with your family. At night, stop making business calls, drop everything so that you would have time for your spouse and your kids. Play games with them, exercise with them, watch Netflix with them. Of course, you guys would want different kinds of movies, so maybe you could just set out a family movie night once a week. Every week you let somebody choose. Let's say the first week would be the dad, the second week with the mom, and then the third would be your son or your daughter. Do you know your family members' love language? If you don't, you can also check out our previous videos on the 5 love languages. To also take time to talk to your parents, your siblings, and your grandparents. So you can also look at this picture wherein we had a Zoom meeting last June together with my parents and my siblings, my nephews, to celebrate my parents' 51st anniversary. And I'm glad that my parents have FaceTime every Saturday morning with my aunts and uncles. You can look at this picture. Thanks to Uncle Francis for this. They're still figuring out how to screenshot it. And of course, special thanks to the anonymous sponsor who gave my parents an iPad. So besides your family, take time to connect and reconnect with old friends. Maybe friends from high school, college, or previous workplace, your business associates, or your sports buddies. The other regrets mentioned by Bronnie Ware's patients are, "I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. I wish that I had let myself be happier." So I translated this into this question. Who are the people you need to forgive and to apologize to? I remember rushing to the ER once because one of my counselee's dads suddenly had a heart attack. And my counselee was so devastated because she had a fight with her dad the night before and she still hadn't had a chance to apologize, thinking that there's still time. Like maybe I'll apologize after a week or so, but it was too late. So my friends, life is short. Please don't wait until it's too late to apologize or to forgive someone. It takes a lot of courage to say I'm sorry. And it takes a big heart to forgive, especially those who have hurt us deeply. Keeping our feelings bottled up inside and not forgiving might lead to depression and cause us to live in bitterness. On October 2, 2006, Matt Swatsell, a 20-year-old rookie firefighter, was on his way home after a long shift. He nodded off only for a few seconds, but that caused him to crash into another car, killing June Fitzgerald, only 30 and who's also pregnant, and injuring her 19-month-old daughter, Faith. How would you have reacted if you were the husband? June's husband, Eric, a full-time pastor, was asked if he wanted to pursue the maximum sentence against Matt. He didn't. And the judge sentenced Matt to community service and a fine. So Pastor Eric said that he remembered someone said in a sermon, in moments when tragedy happens or even hurt, there's opportunities to demonstrate grace or to exact vengeance. Here was an opportunity where I could do that, and I chose to demonstrate grace. You forgive as you have been forgiven by God. So Pastor Eric began meeting with Matt, and their friendship blossomed. So you can look at these pictures. These pictures were taken in 2018. That's 12 years after the accident. So now their families spend holidays together. Faith, who is now 12 years old, said, I just don't want people to think that Matthew's a bad person, because he isn't. He just made a mistake. So for more tips on how to let go of grudges and how to forgive, you can check out our previous video, Be Happy, Live Without Bitterness. It also has a Tagalog and a Chinese version. Another regret mentioned by Ware's patients was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So I translated this into a question: what are the things you still want to do? After 17 years, Richard Branson's dream came true. He flew into space in his own spacecraft. Together with his crew, they flew over 50 miles over the Earth's surface and experienced weightlessness for 8 minutes. His mission statement is to turn the dream of space travel into reality for his grandchildren, your grandchildren, and everyone. Of course, that comes with a price. He said that if you have $250,000, or that will be 12.5 million pesos, then you can join them, probably after 2 years. He's now age 71, and you can look at this picture like, wow, he's keeping in shape. He's planking because he wants to go into space. Okay, he wants to realize his dreams. Let me inspire you with another story. 60 years after acing astronaut test, but barred because she was a woman, Wally Funk will rocket into space alongside Jeff Bezos this July 20 as an honored guest. Wow, it's for free. Now she's already 82. She'll be the oldest person to launch into space. So my friends, these stories show us that our age or this pandemic need not limit our dreams. Whatever you want to do, as long as it's not something illegal or something that would hurt others, do it now or as soon as possible. So you make your bucket list. Maybe some of you want to take another online course. Some of you want to start a small business. Some of you want to learn a skill, a hobby. Some of you want to court somebody. You want to get married. You want to have kids. So you do it now, even in this time of pandemic. So let's say one of the things I'm doing now is I downloaded Duolingo and I'm learning French. Actually, I've learned French in college. I took 2 sems of it and I got straight A's for that, but I can't speak French because I lack practice. But one of my dreams is to go to Europe with Hans. So now I'm practicing my French again. And my nephew, JJ, has also downloaded Duolingo, but he's practicing English because his major is in English and he wants to be very fluent in English. So it's never too late to pursue your dreams. Many regretted that they never pursued their dreams when they were young. Maybe because their parents have a different dream for them. But now that you are of age, you have a choice. But it's not going to be easy. But pursuing one's dreams really comes at a cost. The cost of sometimes letting our loved ones down because they have different expectations for us, being ridiculed, not becoming super rich, not becoming super famous or successful as the world deems it. But I'm glad that I followed my dream and I heeded God's call to be a pastor or counselor. At first, my parents didn't approve because their dream for me is to be successful. And the typical Chinese parents would dream their kids to be successful, earn a lot of money. And of course, they know that in my profession, I'm not going to earn a lot of money. I'm not going to get rich. But getting rich has never been my goal. My heart is to help as many people as I can through counseling. And of course, to live a life that will please God. And I'm happy that through this YouTube channel, I can reach out to more people, especially those with mental health and relationship problems. And I thank God that, like me, Hans wants to make an impact in this society and touch more lives. So my friends, again, here are the 3 questions I'd like you to think about. Who are the people you want to spend more time with? Who are the people you need to apologize or forgive? And what are the things you still want to do? Now I'd like to thank some people who have encouraged us. Alan and Melody Rose Chang, Fillmore Chu, Mark Aranal. You can also check out his Marky Talks. Pastor Perdita Tan, Pastor Randolph Velasquez, Charlene Alexis Ko. You can also check out her YouTube channel, Charlene Used to Travel. Also to Wilson and Alice Ngo, Winnica Joy Lim. If you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and share it to others. See you next Friday as I talk about Be Happy, Live Without Despair.